and all the various stuff that you're saying. I'm just curious as the genesis of some of those. Are those things you come up with? Are there things your kids tell you? I mean, how do you come up with them? And more seriously, has audibling changed at all with the defense being able to hear everything you're saying?
Well, the defense has always, I think, been able to hear. Just everyone can hear more now with no fans, and it's been fun for me. I have so many, and honestly, I've been like all my some of my best friends. They'll send me some tweets of people trying to figure out what it means and things like this. And it's so funny how wrong people are, but it's fun to read, to us, because they're trying to figure it out, and I was like, man, you can give people a list of our audibles or things that I've said, and they still have to memorize that list and know why I'm saying it, and know what it means. And I've used probably 20 of them that absolutely mean, I say the same word, and then sometimes it means something, sometimes it means nothing. So there's ways to protect it and things like that. The genesis of some of them, I can't take all the credit, although I wish I could, but I've had some good ones. I've had some fun with it. I've been able to have fun with it myself, and throw certain players' names in there and different things. Like I got some new ones obviously for this game, and all those kind of things. So my mind's always working, just coming up with stuff. But don't get it twisted. I don't come up with all of them. I'm not that smart.
Hey, Derek, can I ask you, you're playing at such an elite level right now. How would you compare that 2016 season to this season? And I mean, there's MVP chatter, obviously, back then, even now this year. How do you compare the two seasons? And are you playing better this year than in 2016?
Chris, it's hard to say. It's two different systems, It's two different systems. It's two totally different teams, And I've always felt, especially this year, I've always felt that I've gotten better every season. And, I haven't went anywhere, Chris. I've been here the whole time. My process hasn't changed since back then, and it's not going to change now. And if I can add to it, I'll add to it. But it does help when you get to be in the same system for 3 years. It does help when you're hearing the same voice in the headset. You're hearing the same voice, Monday through Saturday. Here it helps to have continuity up front and at skill positions. And quarterback is a great position that we all love to talk about, but I cannot do it alone, and no one in this world can. No matter how awesome we think certain guys are and things like that, if you change the situation for them, things will be different sometimes. And so it's always a process. It's always tough. But I'll let you guys debate on what year is my best year. Chris, in the nicest way, I just don't care. I'm on a mission right now to continually get better and lead this football team.
Derek, does this 6-4 feel different than where you guys were last year when you were 6-4?
Josh, me and Mr. Mayock, I said the same words to him. I said, he in our conversation the other day, he was like, we were 6-4 last year, and I said, yeah, but this feels different. He said, I agree. I think we both feel that it's different. There's just something about this team. The teams that we've lost to, how we've lost. And things like that. The teams that we've played with and beat, and things like that. We're definitely a better team this year. But we right now have to finish this season better than we did last year. And I believe that we will. I'm hopeful, and I believe that we will. But and I think that it's different. I feel it's different, but time will tell if it is different.
Hey, Derek, I thought you said something interesting Sunday, that a lot of your winning routine goes back to your rookie season and working with Coach Olson. I was wondering if you could just expand on that, what he instilled on you then, and how your relationship has grown over the years, and maybe what's changed, what he helps you with now.
What I love about Olson, Coach Olson, I call him Ole, so I try and say Coach to y'all. What I love about Ole is when I came into the NFL, I had him, I had Coach DiFilippo, and I had Matt McGloin in the room, and Matt Schaub. Matt Schaub was huge for me. And what they all did is they taught me how to be a pro. I have information from my brother, obviously. He has information from all the guys he learned from or played with. And I had all this information, but I had to make it my own, And what Ole helped me do, he's like, hey, you need to get your calendar out. this is when I'm throwing, this is when I'm watching this is when I'm watching it. And you have to have a winning routine. We still talk about it. I kid you not, like I'll be asleep and I'll wake up thinking about my winning routine because Ole has said it to me for so many years now, and it's just stuck in my brain. And I learned how to take all of that information that I had and put it on paper and then put it to use. And then I'd play and it takes time. You have to have a process. You have to play games and be like, well, I didn't feel prepared for that situation. Then you got to add something to it, or you got to change something. And what days you're watching what film, when are you doing this, when are you watching that. And so Coach Olson really taught me how to be a pro. He taught me how the superstar quarterbacks do it. And he said, if you want any chance at being one of those, this is just a proven formula. And so for me, like, I just wanted to be as best as I could. So I took that formula and I've kind of just made it my own over the years. And I thank Ole for that, because he gave me structure. He gave me. I'm someone that. I love to play in a really big yard, but sometimes if you give me just a little bit smaller yard with some structure, I'm better. And I feel like he did that for my brain. He kind of took all that information and said, all right, now put it in this box and find out where it goes. And he helped me do that.
Hey Derek, it's Tashawn Reed from The Athletic. I have like a super off-topic question. What did I do to get blocked on Twitter, man?
Say it again.
I said, what did I do to get blocked on Twitter, man?
Did you get blocked? You probably said something silly. Yeah, you probably said something crazy. I mute and block people all the time, and it didn't. You maybe didn't even say it about me. You maybe said it about one of my best friends, man. And so, I'm sorry that it's come to this. If we want to go have lunch, we could have lunch, man. From 6 feet distance with masks on, all the protocols. I'm not trying to get in trouble in the city again. So we can do that, but. I blocked, man. Some of y'all probably got blocked on here too, but we're still friends, I just don't want to read the negativity, man. I don't want someone to tweet it or come out. I don't want to see it, So it's nothing personal, man. That's social media. I'm still me in person,
Not even sure where to go after that, but Derek, you talk about the command that you have of this offense, and you've talked about it, going back to training camp, and obviously it's manifesting itself in how you're playing, how this offense is playing. But how does that jive also with your center and the importance of you and him and Rodney being on the same page as well? Is that a big part of this as well?
Every time I see our COVID doctor walking around here, I always ask him, is Rodney okay? It's like, he's walking around telling people, contact, or you're close, you're too close. I was like, well, just make sure Rodney's not by anybody, all right? So Rodney's one of my best friends I have that I've made in this game. We have a lot of laughs, a lot of memories, a lot of crazy stories, I'm sure, over our 6 years together. But I couldn't imagine taking the field without him. I couldn't imagine, and that's not a knock on anyone else. It's just how much I love him. How much he means to me. How our communication is just so second nature now. How we together go about calling the blitzes and the protections, and how we see things. I am extremely blessed to have a center like him, and to have him. When I got him, I was really young too when I got him in my second year, and I've been able to grow with him, and we've been able to grow together in this league, and it's a beautiful thing, man. And that whenever you can, again, get a group of guys, a whole team, obviously you want all 53, but if you can get a majority of them, 25, 35, those guys that can always grow and play together for a lot of years, a lot of good things can start happening, man. And I feel like we haven't seen everything, but we've seen a lot. I'll say that, together. And especially him playing with a young quarterback, we were seeing different kinds of stuff all the time. And now it's grown to a place where a little bit more respect. You still get heated up, and people still want to hit you, but people kind of respect what he's been able to do and what we've been able to do together with the protection. So it's kind of cool to see that, and I'm glad I'm not a second year guy anymore. But those blitzes still come out of nowhere.
Last two, Levi and Ed.
Hey Derek, I just asked John this question a couple minutes ago, and he got a little ticked off by it. But are you excited for Thanksgiving tomorrow, and what are you most looking forward to seeing on your table tomorrow?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely always excited to spend time with my family. Especially we spend so much time doing this, and so I'm always excited to spend time with my family. Obviously, my parents or my brothers and all 47 of their children won't be here, but we can't can't do that, but I'll have my wife and my kids with me, and you know, being able to spend time with just a little bit extra time with them, especially during the season with how busy we are. I'll be thankful for that. But you know, I think there's a lot of people out there that aren't going to get to see their families, or you know, I know if I was in college right now or things like that, I know a lot of people like that. What's up, Wilbur? I know a lot of people like that they can't go home. Like they're like someone in their house had quarantine, so now they can't go home for Thanksgiving. It's like it's crazy. It's crazy in America right now. So my heart's out for the people that don't get to be with their family. So I'll definitely be thankful for that.
Last one, Ed.
Derek, you've talked about winning's the only thing that matters and kind of keeping the outside noise out this year, but you've also been really grounded and talked a lot about your faith. When things go wrong or up or down this year, you're having such a great year, how does that keep you grounded and balanced?
Yeah, Ed, we're all a work in progress, man. I've never been perfect, and I never will be, but I really feel that in my life, that my faith just gave me a foundation, you know, to